Friends, we're back here, and Mary and I had something else we wanted to talk to you about, and I get this question a lot, and it is first-time buyer programs. It's been just something that's thrown out there for the entire 30-some years I've been in business is the first-time buyer programs, and it's really something that was back in the late 80s and early 90s. There was programs, and I'm not going to go into the history of it. However, we have much better systems right now, and one of the mortgages that we wanted to bring forward and talk about this morning is a really good product. If you are in a rural area like Augusta or Goddard, Bentley, Mays, Benton, any of those towns, if you're outside of a city center, you can use the USDA loan, which is it's zero down, right?
It is.
No down payment.
Yes.
Yep.
Also called the Rural Development Loan. A lot of people are not super familiar with this loan, but it is a great loan to do. It is, like you said, 100% financing, which is the key thing. No down payment. The mortgage insurance on that loan is very minimal compared to like FHA. The interest rates are good. And there are there are income qualifications. So someone who makes $200,000 a year cannot qualify for this loan. There's income qualifications and again property qualifications. So you cannot be in the city limits of El Dorado. But all these small surrounding areas, and your lender will check that for you. So if you have a property, if we get you pre-approved for USDA loan, you have a property you're interested in, you just ask me and I'll let you know if it's eligible for you.
Right. So if you're a young family, maybe you're wanting to have your children in a smaller school system or something, it's just a rockin' good way to get out into one of the outlying communities and with very little. Basically, you have your loan costs.
Yes.
Your appraisal, credit report, and that type of thing. But the down payment, which is so hard to get when you've got ball games and children and things and you're trying to save 10 or 15%, 20% down, you might have the money for your closing costs, but not your down payment. Well, the rural development loan will allow you to do that. And one of the things I was going to ask you, you mentioned the mortgage insurance is minimal, because I know FHA is pretty steep.
Yes.
And you can't ever get rid of FHA. What about rural development?
With rural development, it does stay on there.
Okay.
But yes, it is so much less than FHA, and a lot of times even less than conventional, depending on credit score. So with USDA loans, it's a set amount, where conventional, that it will fluctuate depending on what your credit score is.
Right. And the thing I like about a USDA loan is, you had already hit on this, was the home has to meet the requirements. So you can't go buy a rat hole.
No. Yes.
I mean, it has to have a decent roof, and the windows have to be in it.
Yes.
And I mean, the carpet doesn't have to be brand new, that type of thing, but the structure, and that's really what we need to make sure young families have.
Absolutely.
Is a solid house.
Yeah.
Because I like to see people make that buy and start building equity, and they can earn equity on Saturdays, making painting the floor or painting the house or finishing the floors and things like that. And then when they're ready to do that move up, just owning the house,
right?
You just generally, by the time you're ready to go, you've already got a really good investment going.
Absolutely. And USDA appraisals are very similar to what FHA requirements are on appraisals. Okay. So they're very similar along with that.
Right.
So
not super picky, but
it's definitely more so than a conventional loan. So yeah, they're going to be a little bit stricter on on the property condition, which is a good thing for first time home buyers.
That's right.
And I want to clarify that too. You do not have to be a first time home buyer for this program.
Oh, really?
No, there are just the income requirements and the property eligibility requirements, but it is not you do not have to be a first-time home buyer.
Interesting. So let's say somebody was wanting to downsize and they had a $300,000 home and they was just wanting to go down to a $100,000 home and put all of their equity into investments, keep as much cash as possible. They could use the rural development.
They could, as long as they qualify for that. Yes, within the income limits and everything like that. Sometimes you get into maybe, the making a little too much. The income limits are different from like a family of 1 to 4 and then 4 plus.
Okay.
So they do fluctuate a little bit on that. So
that's where I get out of the advising business and have you go talk to Mary. Make sure we get it right.
Exactly. But you just need to know those programs are out there, because this is a very good program that a lot of people used to shy away from it because it took a little bit longer to close. Sometimes they were like 45, 60-day closes. That is not the case anymore.
Yeah, they're really...
Our USDA office locally is very quick. We get them turned around in a day. And so they literally you can do a USDA program and close it in 30 days easily now.
Yeah. So there's your real estate hack for the day. If you're wanting to make that move, get out of the apartment, get your own home. If you've got your closing costs and stuff, talk to Mary and see if the USDA loan would work for you. You may be closer to owning a home than you think, right?
Absolutely.
There you go. So, as always, make comments. We'd love to have it. Like and subscribe. Call Mary or I. We're here all the time. She's in her office, Sierra Pacific here in Augusta, and you have an office in Wichita as well.
Absolutely.
And of course, Sudduth Realty. We're right here on Main Street. We're live all the time. Get a hold of us. There's no reason you shouldn't have the American dream, and we're here to make it happen, right?
Absolutely.
All righty.
Yes.
We're here to help you. We want you to have the American dream, and as always, we want you to have a very blessed day.